this fight?
Well, I just saw that Mike is he just won against a good fighter, and he's the guy that I can finish in the first round, so perfect matchup for me.
Now, he's actually turned around and said that he thinks you're not on his level, you've not fought anyone relevant. What are your thoughts on those comments?
Well, they all say that until they face me.
What's it been like training in Dublin with the SBG camp?
Amazing. Since I went to Dublin, you know, meeting John Kavanagh, that was one of the smartest moves from me in my MMA career, because training with John Kavanagh, with all those guys, and meeting Conor, you know, then I felt that I'm in the right place, and when I saw how they do their training, you know, I was in the right place, and right now I feel good that I went there.
What do you make of the press conference yesterday between McGregor and Diaz?
It will be a nice fight, you know, people love that.
And what are your predictions for that fight?
Conor, TKO, round 1, round 2.
So you said that, you know, moving to SBG and training with John Kavanagh is one of the best things you've done. But why though? Like, what about the training is it that's so different from what you've done previously?
Well, there is so much, you know, more technical training. It's really smart how they work there. A lot of techniques. The weekends are, you know, they rest, but still 2 times the training every day. Everybody there has a, you know, the goal is really like clear, that everybody wants to be in the UFC. Everybody wants to be, you know, successful in this sport. So it's nice to, you know, work with those guys.
And do you feel the difference between the level of training between there and All Stars?
Well, I think both of the gyms are good. You know, in All Stars, there was, you know, probably, you know, the training was harder, but that's, you know, their style. And now I've done both of the styles, so I know I'm not missing anything.
So, you know, obviously you left because of some personal problems. I'm not going to ask you to name any names, but you said that you're still friends with like 99% of the people at All Stars. That, you know, that they understand you. But do they really, you know, do they understand your decision to move, or do they think it's a shame that you're leaving because of that? Like, what have they said to you about you leaving the gym completely?
Well, you know, of course, tears came to my eyes when I left there. So, I had really good friends over there, and, you know, I got my family over there too, but you know, everything happens for a reason, and yeah, for this fight I got so many messages from those guys, you know, saying that just good luck for my fight, and I know that they miss me, and I feel the same way, but you know, this is life, shit happens, but we need to move on.
And do you feel, with the benefit of hindsight, the decision to choose SBG over any of the other gyms in Europe was made purely because of how much in the press SBG is at the minute, the success they're having? What were the main factor between choosing them?
I don't know, it was, you know, just people were telling me that I need to go to SBG, and I just, you know, take, you know, that advice. And when I met John Kavanagh first day, you know, then I knew shit. He's, you know, really smart man, and not only about the sport, but he can teach you about the life too. So that's, you know, something that I want from this life. You know, people comes and people goes, but when you meet somebody that is actually worth of, you know, you can't even compare in money. So that's something that I'm looking for.
This fight with the Mike, it seems to be the most personal, heated fight. You've had a lot of exchanges back and forth on social media and so forth. Do you have a personal problem with him? And can you explain further why you feel the way you do about him?
Well, I know that we all know. Have anybody heard about Finland or Andy Ogle since they fought against me? No. So same thing will happen to this Mike, and he knows that we all know that. So he needs to get some attention, to get some sponsor, so he can live his life for next year. So I don't mind whatever he's saying, because we all know that London will cry tomorrow, Saturday.
2 victories, haven't gone out the first round. Obviously, we know you're known for your submission choke. How do you predict this fight's going to go down Saturday?
It doesn't matter. If he wants to strike with me, that's fine with me. He wants to grapple, you know, he's gonna feel like a white belt against me. If he wants to, you know, wrestle, that's like me teaching somebody who just came from the, you know, trying the first time wrestling. So.
And does it make it easier going into the fight, given the animosity between you both?
I don't know, you know, I just see Mike as a, you know, easy opponent.
And you've had, you know, 2 very impressive performances in the UFC so far, both first-round finishes. Were you a little surprised that you got placed on the undercard here? Like, were you perhaps not expecting to land a little bit higher up on the main card?
Well, of course I wanted to be in the main card, but I don't care. I'm the last guy in the prelim fights, so that's a nice spot too. And of course I wanted to be when there is a Anderson Silva in the main card, Musashi, but you know, maybe for the next fight.
What is your predictions about the Bisping and Silva fight?
Need to be honest, I would say, you know, Anderson Silva by TKO round 3.
I see you've been rallying for a card in Finland at some stage this year. How realistic do you think that's going to be?
Well, yeah, of course, come on. I'm like Zlatan of Finland, so we really need UFC in Finland. You know, people have been waiting.
And do you think that, you know, your performance tonight could perhaps be a deciding factor in getting the UFC to Finland?
Yeah, that's something that I've been, you know, thinking about a lot. You know, my stocks will go so high after this fight, so it would be an easy event for UFC if they would come to Finland. They would realize how big UFC is in Finland right now, just because of me.
And you famously spent quite a lot of money on your mum after your last win bonus, so is it going to be the same again this weekend?
Well, my mom is happy right now. She's happy when she sees me, you know, being successful in my life. She's not expecting anything from me, but of course, always something, you know, buying something nice for your mom is always nice.
And the move to SBG, is that going to be a permanent move after this fight, or are you going to review things after the fight?
No, my family and my life is in Finland. I'm not, even though there is a cold weather sometimes, you know, but still, I'm not going to move away from Finland. Of course, I'm going to move to Ireland to train and do my camps over there. But like I said, my home is in Finland.
And are you happy staying fighting on the European cards, or would you ideally like to get across to America, fight in Vegas?
Well, first, like after this fight, I would really want to fight, you know, in Finland. That's something that I, you know, that could be, you know, let's say like my biggest dream is to fight in Finland. And you know, like I said, if my opponent is going to come to Finland, she will, you know, he will shit on himself, because the people, the way that, you know, like me, it's same as Conor is in Ireland.
Thank you.
Thanks.